Hi, I'm Sean Timothy with Premier Advantage Realty. I'm the realtor working for you. Now you can visit me on my website at wegethomesold.com, or you can see me on YouTube at youtube.com/short sales work. Now you all know that I'm a big advocate of short sales, and you know my three main reasons why. And if you don't, I'll give them to you really quickly. Short sales are good. They're good for the homeowner. Why? Because they keep your credit intact. Number two, it's good for the community because there's a smooth transition from homeowner to homeowner. You don't have vacant homes standing around the community, further bringing down property values. And number three, it's good for the bank because it unequivocally saves the bank money. Now, having said that, it looks like the banking industry is out to try to pull a fast one on the hardworking people here in the state of Michigan. There's nothing like trying to kick a person when they're down, and evidently that's what the banks are trying to do. Now, the banks are trying to get a package of bills, housing bills passed, that in essence will shorten the redemption period here in the state of Michigan from 6 months to 3 months. I personally, I was in Lansing on Wednesday, April 13th, 2011, and I gave testimony in front of the Banking and Finance Services Committee to personally oppose the passing of these bills. Again, if these bills are passed, they'll reduce the redemption period from 6 months to 3 months. And this is very important, and I'll tell you why. Because the majority of modifications and short sales that take place, 80% plus, take place during this redemption period. Again, modifications are those people trying to save and stay in their home, and short sales being those people that are being proactive, know they're losing their home, can't keep their house, but they're trying to keep their credit intact, so they're doing a short sale. So again, you know, the banks are doing this. Why? Because they don't care about you homeowners. They don't care about the people here in the state of Michigan. And I guess, why should they? I mean, with the billions and billions of dollars that the banks are getting of taxpayers' money in the form of TARP money, with the sweet deals that the banks have put together with the FDIC to help them with their losses, and with the money that the banks are getting from the mortgage insurance, and rightly so, banks have these investments, banks have these mortgages insured against loss. So I think everybody agrees that banks should be able to recoup their loss. But the problem what I have, and I think everybody out there will have, is the fact that it has now become more advantageous and more profitable for banks to just foreclose on you than to work out any type of rational or feasible arrangements. And I don't agree with that. On a personal note, you're talking to somebody that went through foreclosure himself. I myself, back in 1999, went through foreclosure. And I redeemed my property during that redemption period with only 2 weeks to go. I redeemed my home with only 2 weeks before my redemption period ran out. So if these bills had to have passed back then, I'd have lost my home. I'd have been financially ruined, and I dare not even fathom where I'd be right now if that were to have happened. So the banks are basically saying that you're a bunch of scrupulous homeowners out there. You're a bunch of freeloaders. All you're trying to do is take advantage of us poor banks. You're taking advantage of the foreclosure process here in the state of Michigan. And all you're trying to do is get 6 months to a year's worth of free rent, pay nothing, and stay in your homes and mess us banks around. That's all you're worried about. Forget the fact that you may have lost your job. Forget the fact that your household income's probably been slashed in half due to loss in job wages or cut in earnings or whatnot. Who cares? We just want to foreclose on you, push you out in the streets, and take back the homes. Now, the banks are saying, their argument is that if they're allowed to shorten, foreclose faster and push you out into the streets, their idea is that they're going to help the economy by having possession of these homes, and then they're going to sell them really quick so that they stabilize property values. And that is totally absurd. It's the biggest bunch of malarkey I've ever heard, and in fact it'll have a complete and opposite effect. What will happen is you will have an unprecedented amount of people forced out into the streets, further burdening the social government assisted programs out there, such as the housing assistant programs that they already have, the food assistant programs that they already have out there. This will further weaken those government platforms, if not bring them to their knees. What you're also going to have is you're going to have a surplus of homes out there on the market that are going to be vacant with a for sale sign in front of them that say bank owned, further bringing down property values and destabilizing the real estate market even more. So what you also have to take into consideration is the fact that by preventing people from doing modifications or short sales, you're going to have tens of thousands of people out there that are basically going to have their credit trashed and ruined and will not be able to own a home anywhere from 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years. The cornerstone of any economy out there throughout the nation, throughout the 50 states, is home ownership. People paying taxes, people paying property taxes, people putting money back into the communities. That's what people do when they have a stake in home ownership. If these bills are passed, it will cripple an already fragile economy here in the state of Michigan. It will prevent Michigan from moving forward socially and economically for years and years to come. So I encourage anybody listening to this message, I encourage you to call your local state representatives, tell them that you don't want these bills, these housing bills passed, and tell them that you don't want the 6-month redemption period altered or tampered with at all here in the state of Michigan. I'm Sean Timothy. I'm with Premier Advantage Realty. I'm the realtor working for you. You have questions, I have answers, and I look forward to talking with you soon.